Hey everybody, it's Caleb. I don't remember where, but one time I heard someone refer to the idea of mental clickbait being thoughts that, given enough attention, will derail your train of thought, get you distracted, and not really give you anything valuable. And this is interesting because that's basically how clickbait works. The idea of clickbait is you are given something that is irresistible, you end up clicking on it, and you're left with not much value in the end. And this might just be the single biggest thing causing you to not be able to focus and achieve what you want to achieve. My goal for this video is to help you identify these patterns in your mind. And when you identify them and you're aware of them, you will have a stronger ability to resist every single thought in your mind. And this can help you unlock your full potential because you'll be able to focus. If you think about it, focus is really just a practice of staying focused on it's literally focusing. The idea that if you have something that you want to think about, focus is continually thinking about it, and if your mind gets distracted, pulling your mind back. We've become accustomed to clickbait. It's fairly normal. It's really common on social media. People like me do it all the time with creating content online. And not all clickbait is extreme where you are given some major promise and are left totally unfulfilled, but that is often the case. And the way it works is it provokes some thought or question in you where your mind desires the answer. And this relates to something you want or are interested in life. If I can create a thumbnail or title that introduces fear, uncertainty, doubt, or curiosity in you, then you are very likely to click that video and consume it so that you can essentially resolve that question. Now, I think it is healthy in general to provoke thinking, so not all things are clickbait, but a lot of things are clickbait in that they don't end up giving you a really helpful answer. It appears to be in line with your best interests and goals, but the end result doesn't actually get you any closer to those goals, and the questions that it might have answered didn't really end up helping you all that much. So mental clickbait is going to be pretty similar, where now instead of seeing an actual thing you can click on the web, you have some thought during a period of focus that provokes you to think of questions or have uncertainties about what you're doing. So let's go through an example of you wanting to learn a programming language, say C++. That's what I've been focusing on. Now, I don't know crap about psychology and all this stuff, but it almost seems like a subconscious way that your mind is trying to get you to stop doing things that are difficult. If you imagine a battle between your mind and your will, if you are a strong-willed person, you're going to basically fight the temptation to get distracted. And your mind can't just tell you to stop. Your subconscious isn't just going to have that control over you, but it can feed these little questions to you to get you to stop yourself. So you might pass that initial test. You got tested with, hey, is C++ a waste of your time? And you think about it for a second, but you're not going to dwell on it, so you put that away. But your mind realized, hey, this could be a way to get you to stop doing this difficult task of studying. So let's start to continually give these kinds of questions. Some examples could be, am I going to have a job if I keep spending time studying C++? I heard C++ is hard to learn. Am I going to be able to learn it? Am I going to be able to learn it fast enough? Do I need to learn C first? How long does it take to learn C++? Can I learn C++ in 3 months? These questions are unlimited. And you've probably looked up various variations of these questions instead of actually studying what you're trying to study. And the amount of time and effort spent in all these clickbait questions, you could have learned a lot of material around C++. These thoughts are really hard to resist because they seem valuable. They seem like you need to know the answer to progress on your goal, but it's actually just a few degrees off. If we're talking about a road and there is a fork in the road, right? You imagine it to be like split like this. You can go completely that way or completely that way. But what if the roads are just a little teeny little angle off of each other where they're basically the same? But if you go down one of those paths and you keep going, eventually they're going to be very, very far apart. And that is how I like to visually see all of these questions and distractions when I am trying to study. If I get a question when I'm trying to study, there's a few different things I have as a strategy to kind of bring my mind back to where it should be. The first is I visualize that this could actually be taking me off track, and I might be going just a slightly different angle, but eventually I'm going to be way off from my original goal. The other thing I do is I free myself to entertain these ideas, just not at that moment. So you can write down these ideas or questions you have and go do that in your other time of day when you're not doing some serious focus work. Those entertaining questions can be fun to research, and having these different questions provokes good thought. Is this the right language to learn? Should I be doing something else? None of those are bad. It's usually the timing and not the question itself. So if you give yourself the freedom to research that stuff, then you're not going to be as tempted to do it at the wrong time. When should you do that stuff? My opinion is that you should do it when you're doing something that doesn't require a lot of focus, such as when you're watching a movie or you're just hanging out in bed at night and you don't have any super focus demanding work in front of you. So step one is to be mentally aware. What kind of thoughts are coming into your mind? You can actually analyze your thoughts. You can ask some of these questions I have here. Did I already ask this question to myself 5 minutes ago? Did I already have this thought? Oftentimes I find distracting thoughts to be very repetitive. Same reason why when you go to YouTube and you see that same darn clickbait thumbnail that you've seen 50 times and you've been resisting clicking on it for 5 months. Same exact thing with your thoughts. Is this thought I'm having valuable? If yes, is it valuable at this exact moment in time, or is it just a valuable thought in general that I could save for later? Ponder these thoughts when you're doing something easier later in the day when you're not focusing, maybe when you're going on a walk or whatever it may be. Will the outcome of this question directly affect my goal that I'm working on at this moment? Whether or not C++ is a good language to learn does not change my goal of I need to learn C++ right now because I have a task due at work, and if I don't get it done, I'm going to get fired. Long term, for career development stuff, that's a valuable question. But entertaining that idea right now is just going to distract me from my current goal. Is this question showing a lack in confidence in what I am studying or a lack of consistency? Because if you are trying to reach some goal and you have a very clear goal system or basically a process to follow, then you can basically tell yourself, stick to this system, trust this system to get this result. If you don't have that, it's so much easier to get distracted because you don't have clear evidence that what you are currently doing is going to work. So that's really step two, which is to build confidence in yourself, your goal, and the system you have to get to that goal. And of course, visualizations can help with this. If I reach this goal, what is that going to look like? Does this mean a promotion at work? Or does this mean I'll be able to get into some school or some job or whatever it may be? If you find yourself constantly wavering on your goal, there's a good chance that your goal is too weak, meaning it's not enough to motivate you to actually apply yourself. Because if you do reach the destination, it's not that exciting. It's unorganized or unclear. You don't have a clear output that you can measure and see, or you haven't thought of what that outcome will look like enough, so you can't easily visualize the destination. When you see everything that's distracting you is basically taking you away from your goal, it's so much easier to avoid mental distraction. The next step is to limit your focus time. It's so much easier to get distracted when you've been trying to focus for hours on end. You become worn out. As your mind becomes tired, it's so much easier to fall for distractions and the quality of your focus just goes down. And a very important thing to realize about this is it takes practice, but practice makes things permanent, not perfect. So if you continually try to focus on something in a very slobby, unorganized, and distracted state, that's going to become your default state. You need to teach your mind that when you're focused, you are focused, and any thoughts outside of that are unacceptable. And then the last thing, which is really just a reminder that all these thoughts you're having are valuable. It's usually the timing that is bad. All these thoughts can lead to creativity, brainstorming, and various life planning sessions. So they are all very valuable. You just need to basically be aware when they are popping up at the wrong times and how you can basically focus at times and then entertain all these ideas at times. This is just basically the framework of thought that I've had to try to improve the amount of focus I can do per day as I'm trying to create content and get better at programming or whatever it might be. Let me know what you have tried and what has worked and what has not worked. What could I do to improve my focus even farther? Because that would be great. Drop a comment down below. If you are interested in learning C or C++, I have a link to the course in the description, which is coming out soon. Thank you so much for sticking with this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.